Welcome to Spotlight on Souris, brought to you by WCG TV, Access Channel 12, right here in Souris, Manitoba. Today is September 24th. My name is Laura Higgs, and we're here for an update from Echo Finlay. Welcome, Echo.
Thanks for having me.
Now, you are the EDO, Economic Development Officer for the Souris and Glenwood Community Development Corporation, right?
You got it.
Did I get all that right?
You got
Holy
it.
moly. So you're the EDO for the CDC, as you just put it a few
That's
minutes
right.
ago, right? It's a great big huge title, right?
It is, yeah, it encompasses a lot.
It certainly does. But the EDO is, your mandate is?
Our mandate is to, we have several, mostly to put forward growth and development within the community. That's the most basic one. So whether it's through helping volunteer groups thrive, of course the economy, we want to attract business, but we would like to retain business and help current businesses grow. That's very important to us.
Good.
We have an umbrella of activities we like to encourage in the community because you want to live somewhere where there's things going on. So all of those fall under.
Okay. So you've been with us for just over a year.
Yeah, end of July made it a year.
Great. Oh, congratulations. Okay, so you have some things coming up that we'd like to talk about, just an update. First off, you have your AGM coming up.
Yeah, we do. October 17th. That's our regular scheduled meeting, so we're having the AGM to start with right at 7 o'clock, and it'll be at Council Chambers at the Civic Center here.
Okay.
And we're inviting the public to come and join us. We're going to go through our annual audit papers. That's a normal part of an annual general meeting.
Right.
But we're also going to invite the public to come and any ideas that they think they have for the Souris that they see in the future, then come and tell us, because maybe we can do something to help with it, whether it's to get people together on the idea. We're also going to make that part of our regular meetings, though, from now on. So the idea came from one of our board members to open it up to the public in a way that was really meaningful. We always say, yeah, come to our meeting, but it's dry and boring if you don't necessarily,
Right, well, there's a lot of business that happens.
And any meeting is like that. So we want to have a part right at the start of the meetings where the public can come and they can just kind of let us know if they have an idea, whether it's for business or for something community groups can do, something interesting, dynamic. The best ideas are going to come from the community.
Right, or even I have an idea to promote our community. I just don't know how to go about doing it.
Exactly.
That's your job, is to help with that, right?
I love solving problems.
Okay.
Yeah, and
That's great.
there's so much that can be done with that.
Okay, so that's the AGM, but you're going to let people come to the regular meetings, and you meet monthly, I take it?
Yeah, monthly.
Yeah. Okay.
It's always the third Wednesday. I shouldn't say always. We try to stick to the third Wednesday of every month, without no meeting in December because of all the holiday stuff, and then July and August because school's out, everybody's busy. So every other month, it's the third Wednesday of the month. So October 17th is our next regular meeting, and it's at 7 p.m. So that's when we would invite anybody to come. If they have any ideas, they can contact me.
Right, and the same place down in the
in the upstairs in the new council chamber.
okay.
So it's accessible for anybody with mobility issues.
Right.
But we'd also love to hear from people that had suggestions for improvement. It doesn't just need to be an innovative idea, but we're always open for the ideas for how to
if you
do
have
things
something
better.
in a plan that's rolling ahead, somebody might have a great idea to make it a better project.
Correct.
Right? Okay. Okay.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
All right. So on your plate, so Manitoba 150, you have this plan in place, and do you have a schedule that you're going by? How are you going to make that work?
We're taking the calendar for next year, and we're going to plug in as many events that are annually occurring from all the different groups. I mean, you wouldn't believe the sheet of volunteers in this town, the volunteer groups, not just volunteers, but I have a full page printout, single line of all these different wonderful groups that do things.
Wow.
But even, the Avalon Theatre is having a significant birthday next year. I think it's their 90th.
Wow.
Don't quote me, but it's going to be great. So we'll plug all these things in, and then we're going to fill the gaps, and we'll be off and running.
Do the 150 celebration wherever there's time.
Yeah, and we're going to get different groups to fill in those gaps. It's not going to just fall on one little core group.
Sure.
This is a community effort.
Sure,
So
sure.
it's,
And we don't want to wear out our volunteers. We want them to come regular, right?
yes, we do. Yeah.
And to be part of everything.
Yeah, and I mean, so if I can talk about the Chamber of Commerce,
Mhm.
we just had the Scarecrow Day weekend.
Right, right.
And it was so neat, the stuff that started happening, because my favorite thing out of all of it was the Elks Lodge. They did a fundraiser down at Victoria Park. You might have seen it, but it was the pumpkin caper, and they ended up, they were doing this slingshot. These guys got together, and it was bigger and bigger and ridiculous that the planning went on, but we went to it and it was so much fun. It's pouring rain.
I saw some pictures on Facebook.
I posted some pictures.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, it was just neat. It came from one idea and then it blew up, and it's neat to see these, I want to say guys, but I know they have input from a lot of the women in their lives, but about how to make it something even bigger next year.
Wow.
So I love that kind of layering that happens in a community, and the laughing and the cheering that was going on. It was just priceless being down there. It was so much fun. And
it looked like fun.
Oh, and it was awful too, because I'm really competitive by nature.
Yeah.
And I don't mean to be. And I had a mitt full of grocery money, and I was getting all amped up. I was going to spend it and just to try and beat Ramona.
Yeah.
And then we both got beat by somebody else. So it was a lot of fun.
Oh,
Yeah.
Actually, I saw the pictures on Facebook because I worked nights this past weekend and I couldn't even come to anything. But
Yeah.
I just thought, oh, that's what I'm missing.
No, and I love that even though it was pouring rain, things still happened all weekend.
Right.
We had great advertising. We had such good participation. So, I mean, I loved it. It was, I'm looking forward to the next year.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then
So
Christmas.
despite the rain, it was successful, Scarecrow.
It sure
weekend.
was, yeah, and it was a good group of people that took on different tasks for it. So I really liked that. And same thing's going to happen with the Christmas events. You remember last year there was the Santa Claus parade?
Right.
So that's
Right.
happening again.
That was the second year last year, wasn't
Yeah,
it?
yeah.
Because
So
we haven't had one for a long time, I mean.
yeah, and Loretta's spearheading that, and she's got that enthusiasm too, that we took what we had and build on it, and people, it's contagious. Everybody, it's getting bigger and better.
Yeah.
So
Good. Good.
yeah. The Chamber was involved last year in the Southwest Business Expo too.
Okay.
I've got to mention that's coming up.
Right. Where was that held?
Last year was in Reston, and this year will be in Melita.
Okay.
And fingers crossed, I'm hoping next year will be in Souris. So this year will be the third one. But Souris had so much involvement last year, so we'd love to see that kind of involvement again this year. We had business owners from Souris that were guest speakers, like panelists. Another one, so the guest speakers, I had Kathleen Legacy and Christy Dales, Legacy Studio Fine Arts, and then Synergy Seeds. They sat on a panel and talked about starting up business and kind of what you need to keep in mind. Corey Muter from FBC, he hosted one of the breakout sessions, and that was all about the basics of bookkeeping for small business. Souris also had representation. There was like a pitch competition. So we had Nicole Barclay from Viva La Lemon, and we had Angeline Truax from Muddy Paw Acres, and I want to say there was a couple more that were in attendance. Like we had Chris Chablik. He was there with a lot of questions, and I saw Loretta there. I saw others there, but it was neat because out of that, Viva La Lemon was already really close to opening, and they did go ahead and open. They won prize money from the pitch competition.
Nice.
So I hope that kind of helped, but they also got chamber membership here, and so did Angeline. She got a chamber membership and some prize money. But Chris ended up opening his business this year, and so I'm really glad that kind of thing, we're seeing real results from it. So love to see people come and get involved.
Well, good inspiration then for people who want to open a business here to come to the expo.
Absolutely.
And
yeah.
get lots of information.
Yeah, and the chamber really supported it too. They put up some prize money and the membership, so we were very pleased with them.
Good.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah,
Boy.
it's good.
What a busy time. And you say that's going to happen when is the next one? And in Melita, I know you said
In Melita,
that.
February 12th.
February 12th.
Yeah, 2020.
Wow.
I gotta remember we're switching the years now.
Yeah, you're already talking about 2020.
Ugh, it
Scary,
kills
isn't it?
me.
Because it's September and oh my gosh, time flies.
Yeah.
So tell me about the radon project.
Sure. We were part of the Take Action on Radon initiative. And so because we were lucky enough, we were one of, I want to say it was 10 communities, might have been 20 across Canada that were selected. Souris has a naturally high occurring level of radon. And it comes from the soil. It's because of our soil composition, how it breaks down. This gas rises. It's harmless outside, but inside it can pool together, and over time that exposure can start to hurt lungs. It's because of how it breaks down.
Mm-hmm.
So we got these tests. We had 100 test units that were given to the community. It was a sign-up process, so I opened it up wide to the community, had it posted for a while. We got 100 tests out, just over 100 actually, because there was some people who got 2, just so that they could tell if they were doing well. But we had a high return rate. There was, it was close to 80% that returned.
Great.
Sent it off, it went to a lab in the States for results. A couple people have had trouble getting the results back, and that has nothing to do with the process, had everything to do with just at the lab.
Mm-hmm.
So those we can chase and find. But now what we've done is this group, the Take Action on Radon project, has offered us to be kind of like a pilot project. So we are receiving a grant. It's kind of small when you think of 80 people or 100 people, but it's a $10,000 grant. Brent Follis, and he came up with this really great kind of a tiered system that we talked about it a lot, and we think it's going to work. So we're going to take the people that had the highest risk homes, and they will get the biggest piece of the grant to try and help them get to it soon.
Right.
So then we have the midsection, where there'll be a smaller amount of grant that will help them think about things for the next 2 years. You can plan it out and get whether it's an air exchange system or what. So it has to be by somebody certified, but I actually just got the news this morning on that grant, so we're going to get it all written up and out there, and anybody that participated in this will be able to contact us,
Mm-hmm.
and we're going to be able to facilitate making sure that the homes get what they need.
That's great. That's
Mm-hmm.
great. I did participate in that, and I got my letter back saying I was okay. My house was all right. There was not a high level of radon there, but I would have been on it instantly if there was a high, amount of radon in my house, because it promotes lung cancer and lung disease, and
They say it's the #1 cause of lung cancer in non-smokers.
non-smokers. Yes,
Yeah.
yes, of course, because there are extenuating circumstances for other people, but for
Yeah.
sure. And nobody wants that to happen. And if there's a way around that, you want to take those steps
Of course
to get
you
that
do,
done.
yeah. And we're hoping that, because it can be pricey, I mean, it could be all the way, it could be maybe a couple $100 fix,
Mhm.
up to a $4,000 fix.
It depends on
you
your
know?
house.
It sure does,
Mhm.
because you don't know if you're going to need to bore in through the foundation and get a fan system that goes underneath the whole
Mhm.
foundation, or do you need an air exchange? Do you need, that's why you need somebody qualified coming in and testing and telling you, what's the best course of action to get it out of your home.
Exactly, because you want to still, it comes out of the ground, you can't help it, but you want to contain that and get it to go in the air instead of in your house.
Yeah, and the
Yeah.
problem is when we have things like drains, open wells are a big source, cracks in the foundation, even hairline cracks, and who doesn't have that, honestly?
Mhm.
So newer homes are now built with an extra layer underneath as part of Canadian standards, as far as I know.
Right, I've heard
Which,
that.
will help the problem in the future, but we need to correct everything up to those standards now.
Yeah, and I want to take care of my health.
Yeah,
You
and
know,
see,
as-
I learned all this against my will about radon, but it's been really interesting.
Yeah,
I like
against
it.
your will. Yeah, it is. It's a tough subject, but when we talk about people's health and the longevity of our community.
That is the whole
very
focus. We
important.
want a healthy community,
Mhm.
and we want to be able to say we did things when we knew about it. So,
Mhm.
yeah, I love the support I'm getting even from the town office. Mayor and council have been fantastic. So,
Good.
yeah, it's been an interesting learning curve.
Good. Well, I'm glad to see that the project went well.
Me too.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'm glad you participated.
Yeah,
Thanks.
yeah, for sure. Well, thank you very much for your time, Echo. We really appreciate it. I'm glad that you were here to give us an update on the things in the for the CDC and the Economic Development Officer position?
Anytime.
All right.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you. Spotlight is brought to you by volunteers of WCG TV. I'd like to thank Gil for working the camera. My name is Laura Higgs. Have a great day.